things were things I have always known, but you have helped me to relearn it in a very, very spectacular way. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Like
Hi,
a
success. Are
very,
you there?
very, yes, I'm here and I'm
Uh-huh.
speaking.
Thank
That's a
you.
very feedback. I mean, I didn't want you to stop. That was a very rich feedback. We needed to hear it. We needed to hear it. We really needed to hear it because when you're, and I think it's one of the things that Emila is going to speak today. When you keep doing impact work and you get feedbacks like this, it just sort of motivates you, pushes you forward, and you're just doing it and you're happy doing it. Thank you so much for this very enriching feedback. I am so glad that the conference was able to help you to you know take that decision of putting yourself out there, taking media very serious, because I promised you part event sometimes ago, and they said it is in those days that they say when you give with your right hand, you don't let your left hand know, and all of that stuff. It's very important in this digital age that you use technology to your own advantage. Yes, private things may remain within the confine of your family, but when it comes to your work, the work that you do, you have to be intentionally loud about it. And it's also not the main, not the only thing, rather, not the only thing, but it's one of the things I guess we're going to be hearing from our speaker this evening. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's really, I'm so excited to hear this. It's really a very rich feedback. Temitope, you're welcome. Would you like to unmute your mic and just tell us what the last conference was like for you, just before I hand over to Miss Rejoice to continue? Temitope, you're welcome. I'm asking you to unmute, so you can unmute your mic and tell us what's that one or two things you learned from the last conference. I believe you were in attendance. I guess so. And what you're looking forward to. Okay, we'll come to what we're looking forward to learn today, but let's just stick with the last conference first. What stood out for you in the last conference? What stood out for you? And what have you done with the knowledge from the last conference? So, Temitope, please, can you unmute your mic and just tell us? Okay, she's speaking. Hi, Temitope. Hello. Okay, maybe Temitope is unable to unmute her mic at the moment, so I'm just going to let Miss Rejoice go on to Miss Rejoice. You can continue. So Miss Faith has just told us, has just given us a very wonderful, rich feedback. Thank you,
Okay.
Miss Faith.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Faith. Thank you so much. Myself, I remember that some things that were spoken about in the last conference, I had an idea about it. After the conference, I was able to put work to it and I saw the results. Thank you so much for sharing that. That was really, really profound. So I was reading out the introduction of our speaker before my network locked me out. I apologize for that. So I'll take it again. Temidayo Musa is a leader in operations and innovation, currently serving as the head of operations at Civic Hive, an organization at the forefront of leveraging technology for civic engagement, governance, and social impact across Africa. In his role, he has worked on building systems, managing teams, and driving initiatives that use technology not just for efficiency, but for meaningful change. His experience sits at the intersection of leadership, technology, and impact, which makes him perfectly positioned for today's conversation. What makes his work particularly relevant is how it reflects what many of us are trying to do, not just to grow, but grow with structure, intentions, and impact. Please join me as we make welcome Mr. Temidayo Musa. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for honoring our invite. I want us to welcome him in the comment section. I'm not seeing our reactions. I'm not seeing the post. I want us to welcome him. I want us to welcome him. Can we react? Can we react? Let's clap and definitely we are clapping virtually. So let's say you're very well. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Good
I'm not.
afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Yeah,
Timi
good
Sir. Thank.
afternoon.
You're welcome.
And
Yes, I hear
apologies
you.
that we have to do this today, and it's it's an opportunity to also I like the work that the team is doing, and it's very a great opportunity to be part of it. And yes, going straight into the the topic of the day, which says how to use technology to drive social impact and scalable businesses. And
Yes.
if there's anything, is that the way you approach problem, either for profit and not for profit, is almost the same. Do you get? And people probably think that working in not for profit or maybe working in for profit is somewhat different. If you have collected people's money, you have to show evidence for what you've collected money for. And even though at a point in my career, I felt like maybe I've worked in non-for-profit for a lot of years, and I like, okay, let me take a 1 year, 2 year break and go and work in for-profit where, it is profit that drives operation. Do you get? Not grants that drives operation. No, in non-for-profit, in a way. Is either you've gotten the grant and you are now implementing, or you are bootstrapping. Bootstrapping is where you are using your money to run operation. At least money is on ground. But for profit, maybe small 10 naira is on ground, but you have to do business, jama, and you have to raise money to be able to be able to pay salaries. And then if you don't have a lot of borrow rates for cash, after some time you have to reduce the operation. And then most times nobody wants to work for free for you, and or even if you don't work for free, maybe they are your family members. Even your family members will not work for free. Are you with me? So I took
Yes,
a
yes,
gap
I
here
am.
and then went to, and I, apply like that. That would be like the first time in my life that I'll probably apply for a job. And then applied for a role, operation roles in another organization that is for profit. And I realized that a lot of our issues are the same. And there's a lot of things that we could leverage in terms of, in the way we use technology, in way we use data, and in the way we, communicate with people. And a lot of that is uh, what I'll be sharing today. And maybe first thing first is that a lot of time, like using technology for social impact and businesses isn't just adopting tools. It's not just about you have one tool you are using, and that is the tech element of your this thing. But most importantly, it is around in how those particular tools solve real problem and scale value. Do you get? If before, if before you have 10 staffs, 10 staff members, and all of those staff member, you are the kind of person you like physical meetings, and you have to spend a lot of money giving them transport allowance, giving them to bring them physically in one place every Monday to be having meeting. And maybe it's costing you money. However, you realize that maybe a simple way to adopt a tech solution would be maybe pay for Google Meet, business option, business suit. And instead of everybody traveling 3 hours before they get to the office in the morning, we have our meeting online. That can
Okay,
be
sir.
the simplest
I'd
way
like
to
to really
adopt
come in
technological
at this
solutions
point.
to.
Can you hear me, sir?
Okay.
Yes, I'd like to come in. In fact, you've even answered my
Yeah, I
first
can hear
question
you.
already. But then I would like you to be more specific. So I'd like to ask, how has technology transformed the way you lead?
Okay.
Hi,
And can you
Rejoice. Hold on. Hold on.
okay?
Please let him just continue first. Let him land. Then you can begin to ask your questions. I guess there's a point he's trying to make. So I think you should let him land.
Okay, you can go ahead, sir.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So, like I said, people feel like it has to be, you have to go AI process, automation process. You have to have a problem. Then you look at how a tech solution can solve it. Sometimes maybe trying to have a tech solution for a problem that you don't even have already. So sometimes you have to know that do you have a problem? And is there a tech solution that can scale, reduce your cost of this kind of problem? So that's why I make an example of maybe every month member and maybe all our staff member are scattered around Lagos because they do different things in different branches. Then they need to drive 2 hours or enter bus for 2 hours before they get to where the CEO is. And then before you finish meeting, half of the day is gone. Maybe a tech solution can be, okay, everybody, let's meet online. On your video, we have teleconference, we have this conversation online, and it is efficient. It's reduced the time that everybody will travel. It might be the way that before POS came, before POS became something that is very, very rampant around, I still know up until the time my mom sold food. And up until the time maybe my mom stopped selling food, my mom doesn't collect transfer. He will never collect it until maybe one of us is around that as the money enter your account, we will say yes. If you say not see the money later, now you go bear the cost. You get. So even when POS came, my mom's another. She didn't adapt to it. She feels like, how would they know if they do fake alert for me? How would they know? How would she know? No, give me cash. And it affected our business in a way because a lot of people that want to come and buy food do not want to pay cash. A lot of people rather want to transfer. And then, so that's another problem. Then maybe for other people, it could be that maybe the way you manage your staff, you don't even know how, maybe you don't even know how to, you've gotten an HR person and you've gotten someone, or maybe you don't even have an HR person and you're the only one managing your whole team. A simple tech adoption could be maybe getting a management software online. It could be Monday, it could be Google Sheets, it could be, there's a lot of Confluence, there's a lot of tools you could use online to, monitor how your staff members, how they work, monitor what they do in a day, monitor an appraiser, and it is that simple. It doesn't have to be grand. And as your business is moving, so also is your tech adoption should be moving. So one thing is that it should be it's not just about the tools itself. It should be about how those tools solve problem and how they scale your value in it. So just to lay the groundwork and so I hope that gives a kind of clarity in each that these people are sometimes you might a POS is what you need. And at a time, I know food restaurants in Lagos at the time whereby they had their own ATM machine in their restaurants. Like they had an ATM machine right in their own restaurants. Because at that point they needed that. And maybe they fast track that. But for some business, you might not just need it. I want an ATM stand and that kind of thing. It might be too much of operating cost for you. So a lot of times, like you need to look for solutions that work for the kind of problem you have, not the kind of problem you envisage or you hope to have. You can't start building helipad in your at the rooftop of your office when you don't even think of when you're not even thinking of buying a helicopter, or maybe anybody in your organization will have a helicopter. But yeah, you can build a car park in your office if the kind of people you are bringing your customers to drive in, kind of want to create an environment for them. You get. So, but don't build tech solutions for problems you anticipate to have. But adopt the ones for the adopt solutions for the problem you're currently facing. I hope that makes sense. All right. You can ask your questions now. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. In fact, I wrote something that you said you don't you need solutions for the kind of problems you have, not the ones you hope to have. And that is very, very important, especially in business. Because most times we look up to all of these persons in the industries that are doing way bigger than than what we want, and we are just focused on their aesthetics, focused on their results, and we're not thinking in the line of our own current operation. We just think in the light of that person that is doing well, the number of staffs and all of that. Thank you very, very much for that. I was able to write that down, and I'm going to really apply it in my own business. So right now I'm going to be asking you some questions. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. All right. So this leads me to my first question. Though you've answered it, but I want it to be very, very contextualized. So, okay, so sorry about that. How has technology transformed the way you lead? Because I know that you are the head of operations for Civic Hive. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, yes. I said you're the head of operations for Civic Hive, and how has technology really transformed the way you lead? Like, how would you say that technology has really put you at that edge that you are operating perfectly well at your service point?
So, one of the things that, like in a way, the number one is that a lot of people on my team, all of us are young people. Then, given the kind of work we do, and the monotonous of the things we do, a lot of times, if everybody is at the office physically, maybe it's probably 4 times in a month, like together, maybe 4 times in a month, like all the whole team together, 4 times in a month. So a lot of times we maybe for communication, we use a lot of Google Meet to communicate, like to do meetings, like that, like the simplest this thing to, for meetings, for check-ins, and it's only on rare cases where maybe people say, oh, they want to come and visit us in our office, that maybe some people that are around in Lagos, uh, maybe come to the office, or maybe we just need to bring everybody to the office together. So that is one thing. And that is in terms of maybe team management. And
Okay.
secondly, in terms of maybe even core work, in terms of people management in itself, for me, I rely a lot of on Google Suits. I use Excel sheets to track a lot of people's KPIs and OKRs in terms of what are you doing this quarter, what have you achieved, what are you expected to do. Then also we have like a system developed where we used to do for appraisals. So a lot of times, those two things help us to manage. Then in terms of maybe finances, maybe in terms of this thing, there are also ERPs that help us to that all this I forgot, is it IBM? I've forgotten the name, that we used to track finances and make sure all the books are in order, because it's easier for you to do anyhow people's money for profit. CRM, thank you. It's easier for people to do anyhow with people's money for profit. In not for profit, every kobo, if you use 10 naira to buy sweets, you have to account for it. And for some of us that we have short-term memory loss, like you can buy something today, and then if you don't document it instantly, by evening, you already,
You miss
and you probably be thinking, where's 5 naira, where's 10 naira, and because of that small amount of money, our account people can hold your salary. They can hold your salary because of 10 naira, and you be like, just remove my money, it's just remove my salary, and you be like, because of 10 naira, everyone can follow. So if you need to be very, very you need to be very, very prudent in the way you manage money, in the way you manage people, and also in terms of the work you do, because the way you manage the people you work with is the same way you manage the output. In the sense that let's say we are 7 people on the team. I need to make sure everybody is working at their optimal level. Do you get? Everybody is working at the optimal, not that the work of 7 people, 4 people are doing it. If I sense some kind of maybe after 3 months, the first appraiser, you are not performing, maybe we put you on a kind of personal improvement plan. And if you're not just improving too, we just let you go. There's no bad blood in it, because
Okay.
a lot of a lot of times we rely on this kind of so me personally, I use because of the nature of our team, we use a lot of Google Meet, a lot of Google, maybe because we have a Google Business Suite, so there are other tools in the
Susan.
this thing
Yes, so
to
there's a question I would like to ask. Now, I know
yeah.
that many organizations use Google Meet, Zoom, and all of that. So, how would you really rate the physical meetings with the online meetings or virtual meetings? Which is more effective? And are we going to say that technology is an edge in this area? I just need a very short and concise answer so that we can proceed with the other questions.
So see, in your spirit of spirits, you know the kind of meetings you will do online. And
Yes.
you know the one that everybody come inside, like come inside, let's talk face to face. Like you will just know the ones you can do online. Maybe the ones you can do online and maybe update meeting, this thing. But the ones you
Okay.
know that any
Like
that's
strategic meetings.
okay, everybody can understand your bad, like any that's buying so or like you need to talk real talk, that kind of thing. Maybe those ones happen face in face. But if it is just update meeting, those kind of things, maybe those ones online, but it has their pros and cons. You can have what is it called? You can have there are sometimes online meetings and maybe the fellow is just lying down on the bed and is joining the meeting with you. Osiwala. But there's some conversation that it enables us. So it has its pros and cons, and maybe it depends on team dynamics. If it's an high flying team that everybody is at par, everybody is churning out their work, irrespective of if they are in office or not. Like maybe online meetings, do you get? But if it is one and done that you are even seeing them, they are not performing. Or more, no online meeting, no, let all of us see face to face. Do you get?
All right. All right. Thank you so much for that. So we can say that technology has helped us reach it has helped us have a wide reach of members. Like we can actually reach people. So it's not just that everybody has to come down to the office just to have a very basic information or check-ins and follow up. Yes, thank you
Yeah.
so much, sir. So the second question is, from your experience, where has technology solved problems that traditional method couldn't effectively address? I'll take it again. From your experience in Civic Hive or every other place that you've worked, where has technology solved problems that traditional methods couldn't effectively address?
So I would say access to people, access to people, or maybe let's just say access. Because sometimes I've worked for organizations that I never met them. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I never met them.
Oh,
Even
wow.
if I met people like and I'm not even saying like I'm saying up to 6 months of research work, and I never met them. It was just online. Even the online meeting, we didn't even turn on our videos. That kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
in terms of access, I've worked for international organizations that maybe they might remember me by name.
But
Do
not
you get? They might not
socially.
even remember my face.
Oh,
You
wow.
get? When I was working with Commonwealth
Mm.
for up to 4 years, I only met the team once when they came to
Wow.
Nigeria for a conference. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
Then so that so I'm saying access. A lot of some donors have given us money that they never met us in person. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
They read about our work online. They love it. And they invited us to come and apply for a grant that we don't even know that
Wow,
it is
without even meeting you
it's
in
even
person.
existing.
That's great.
Of course, they've seen our work. I don't know if you get, they've seen our work. They heard people talk about us. You get what I'm saying? Maybe when they Google, youth organization in Nigeria, maybe by happenstance, we came up on the first page. Do you get? And then maybe when they double down on our website, it is well updated. On our Instagram, well updated. On all our platforms, well updated. And, we talk about the things we do. Then they invited us. Then even when they gave us money, we had meetings. Even the meeting is not even too, it's not like a Senate hearing. They just, basic thing. They've done their background research and it is simple. They never met us. So social
Wow,
media has kind of make the whole world like a global village, yet everybody's still far apart.
apart.
Then also
Awesome.
in terms of access, in terms of like where will I meet some of the where will I even meet the owner of Makato on the street of Lagos? We will not even pass the same place. Do you get what I'm saying?
True,
So it has
true.
created that access is there. And you could, how many office will I visit in a day to go and submit CV? How many,
Mm,
or to go and submit deck
true.
or grant proposal or program partnership? In the comfort of my house, I can send 10 emails or 100 emails to people. Imagine if I had to
Yes. I
go
even
and be
use bulk
dropping physical
SMS,
letter.
bulk emails.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it
it
has so
certainly.
technology has kind of conflicted, reduced a lot of operational time that will be needed in terms of traditional settings to be visiting people. There are even people that we've done projects together. That is later they say, come and know our office now, and maybe they
Mm,
invited us to their office, or even say, you people to come and visit our fine office now. So access and opportunities as one of the two things that you might never get in traditional settings. Then
true,
also
true.
learning
I would
and also
also
learning and
maybe say that.
development.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, please. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, and also learning and development is something I've taken some courses online that maybe on maybe UN pages on some philanthropy. There's something called Philanthropy University, and taking some courses there and in far back, and if it was a traditional setting, like I have to go, if not because of internet, like it's really a leveler in a way.
Mm,
Yeah.
true. True, true, true. I would also say that technology has given us that platform because you mentioned something about taking courses. I know of people that attend Rome Business School, that attend Nextford, and these universities are not originally in Nigeria. So tell me, how are we going to even apply for maybe a master's program or MBA if there was no technology? Or how would those foreign clients that you were working with, how would they even get to see your work if there was no technology? Or how would you even work with them? So yes, it has given us access, it has given us a platform, and I think it has also made work way easier. Thank you so much for that. That was very profound. So my third question is, do you think technology truly levels the playing field for women and youth in leadership, or are there still gaps we need to address? I'll read it again. Do you think technology truly levels the playing field for women and youth in leadership, or are there still gaps we need to address?
Yeah. So technology is a leveler, and which a lot of people feel. But it's just like saying a car, having a car, it makes transportation easy for everyone. But you ask yourself, how many people can drive a car? You get so
Yeah.
technology is a leveler, yes. But for women and girls, now you have to now look at literacy, digital literacy. You realize that a lot of the percentage of people that can, that are literate enough to use the internet, when you look at the gender statistics, it favors the men more than the ladies. Do you get? So we now have to
Yeah.
go back into the fact that a lot of females have been discouraged into in STEM courses, in doing anything that any doing anything that maybe they looks manly. Do you get? So you see a lot of a pocket of women doing good things, but you see a lot of guys always doing things.
Okay,
Do you
so
get?
I'd like
So
to really understand what you're saying now. So what you're saying is that there's like a stereotype to women even with technology. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not, so it's not this technology that is a stereotype. It's the fact
Okay.
that there are foundational issues that leads
Cultural
to,
issues.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they start selling car for 500,000 naira, if they start selling car for 500 naira today, like 500 naira, like make car available for everybody. Is it
Mm-hmm.
everybody that can drive? No. Is
Um,
it, so I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but I'm
yeah, I do
sure
like
you
that.
say, so that I'm saying like it is available, but access to use it is not there. There's imbalance in it. Do you get what I'm saying? So a lot of
Yeah.
people know that technology exists, but a lot of if you look at now like education statistics, or if you look at learning development and maybe learning outcomes in even in secondary schools, you realize that there's a really a lot of gaps in terms of gender, how women excel, and how men excel. A lot of people just there's this common trend. There's this trend on TikTok then that they're using they're saying let me I'll I'll find the title of that trend. So what the trend was saying is
Okay.
that oh, like like girls are saying, oh, if a man is fixing car, that is not my own this thing. I don't want to learn how to fix car. Do you get, like, let the man do the hard work?
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, I do
and
the
you'll be like,
software.
really? Like yeah, and people will be thinking that why are you why are you why are you reinforcing this kind of stereotypes? So a lot of those things happen. And I'm telling you, so a lot of those foundational issues happen and causes, imbalance in them, how we access internet. Do you get what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Yeah,
People will
yeah.
tell
I think
you
I
books are
understand.
everywhere, but not everybody can. Yeah, it is called I'm just a girl. I don't know if you know I'm just a girl. I don't know if you saw that
Yeah.
trend on TikTok. I'm just a girl. You get,
Yeah,
and
I
you be like,
do. Yeah.
people are doing disservice to the whole female gender, that you think you are just jumping on a trend. And my friend and I did a paper research on it, like how that trend reinforces patriarchy, reinforces this thing. And you analyze a lot of videos, and you are still reinforcing the same thing, that oh, maybe your car broke down. Instead of you to carry spanner, like anybody can carry spanner and learn how to do this thing, but they're saying, oh, the guy should do it. And no, I'm just a soft
Mm.
girl. Why would I want to break car? Let me just buy another one. Do you get? And
Yes,
it is
yes,
easy.
yes,
So
yes,
a lot
yes.
of these foundational issues affect a lot of things when people feel like oh, maybe the best person to lead is a guy. And sometimes the girls themselves reinforces that let the guy lead it. When I was in uni, I was crazy why everybody just assume a guy has to be the president, then a girl has to be the vice president.
The vice
Like,
president.
why can't the
Mm.
girl contest? Why can't the girl contest for the president? So a lot of things reinforces the way people just see things, and they don't just bother. Do you get, a lot of times when I was young, when my parents allowed me to be going to cyber cafes to be browsing, they would never allow my sister. And I'm like, why?
Mm.
Do you get, it doesn't really make sense then.
Yeah.
I just feel like maybe she has home. But later I realized that, so a lot of these things now seep into other things now in terms of access to technology. People know that these tools exist, but a lot of women don't even know how to use these tools. So yeah, there's imbalance.
Mm. So yes, I think it's more of a psychological thing, a cultural issue, not even technology itself. Because I don't think that if a
Yeah.
woman posts on social media, it will not go or something around that. So I think it's more of a cultural and psychological issue. Thank you so much for that. So yes, this leads me to my next question. Yeah. With the digital platform giving leaders access to large audience instantly, what does responsible leadership looks like in digital space? So what I'm trying to ask is, everybody has access to Google Meet, right? Everybody has access to technology. You mentioned that it's a leveler. So as a leader using technology, how would you be very distinctive? How does technology makes you stand out when there is general access to different tools?
So as a leader, it's the way you use things that determines the kind of person you are. And technology. Okay, let's speak. I'm very big on research and human social behavior. And if you are very very conversant on Twitter, you realize that when Grok, I don't know if you know Grok. Grok is like yeah, I think you all use Twitter. Grok is Twitter's AI that can answer any questions. And while when people, so a lot of guys, a lot of men realize that if you tell Grok to remove this person, so a normal picture like this now, and they tell Grok, oh yeah, put bikini on this person, remove this person's shirt. Like, why are you like this? Do you get what I'm saying? An AI assistant that could do anything, and the only thing you could think of using it for is to undress a lady. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So,
Yeah, I do
number
agree.
one, if you see Temendayo on one Twitter post dragging or maybe doxing or maybe gaslighting women, that kind of thing, like you probably be like, this one I will she. Do you get this one? I will the person. Do you get? And also too, the way people deploy tools, people build tools and they are using it to spy on women, they are using it to secretly record women's nakedness or this. So how people use technology defines them. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's not really even really a gender thing itself, but in terms of personality and leadership, a lot of people use their platforms or social media spaces, social media platform to promote civic issues. But some people on the platform, it is just tribal this thing. Yoruba people are bad. Igbo people are always beggy. Hausa people and then you'll
Yeah.
be like, shouldn't be using your voices, this platform that you have to unite rather than to be cursing. And if some people, if they start defending what they know, you'll be like, so a lot of times, like, even, and it goes even up to businesses. I've seen cases whereby a founder's message online stops me from actually buying things from them.
Mm.
I don't know if you get what I'm saying. The kind of and for some people that I've worked with for long, and someone in your staff member is having this kind of ideology, and you are not treating it, it rubs off on me in a way. And that's why a lot of times these days, social media is a real life. You see
Mm.
people digging up old tweets of okay, there's one staff of one company that people were saying she hates Yoruba people. And after a lot of her tweets became online, the company had to suspend her.
Mm.
Do you get? So even
Yeah.
even away from that, I've seen founders that I like their product before. And before, because the way the founder used to move online, like no 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 no, I don't just want this. It rubs us on me. So a lot of times the things we do online rubs us on us. Yeah.
So what you're trying
Even
to
as a
say
leader.
is that yes, what you're trying to say is that our personal life also affects our corporate spaces and how exactly we use media, either in the good light or the bad light, in any way
Mm,
we find ourselves is very important because it could rub off on us much later in future. Oh wow, that's so
yeah.
profound. Thank you very much for that. So I'm going to be handing over to our highly esteemed Mrs. Success. She's going to be asking powerful questions that will set the room on fire. So I'll hand over to her and please, sir, don't worry. She's here for you. She's going to ask you questions that would really change your mindset. Over to you,
Okay.
ma'am. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
I think you're muted if you are talking.
Yes,
Yeah, your
Miss
mic is
Success, you're muted.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Okay, so I said thank you so much, Rejoice, for um, this amazing hosting that you've been doing since. Thank you and well done. Okay, so I'm still very much with you. And you said something very powerful. And what that means to me is you don't want to associate yourself with any brand, that dehumanizes people. And that's so powerful. And that just tells us that whether as a non-profit or as a business, on digital platforms, what we do matters a lot because people are watching. People can see, people can hear, people are really watching more than we even think and more than we can imagine. So thank you so much, Timda Musa, for that amazing response and for every wonderful thing you've been saying all day. So I want to ask, we've been talking about the part of impact and business, and that has been so powerful. So, still speaking about impact, in fact, business as well. How can we use technology to, mentor the next generation of African leaders? Because the goal at the end of the day is to empower, is to ensure that we are raising not just young, not just women, but even young people who would become African leaders who are leading with integrity, who are leading with so much vision and who are leading right and who can also compete with other developed countries and developed continents. So, how can technology be used, to mentor and to develop the next generation of African leaders, especially when we look at the fact that most or many African communities have limited access to technology. So, how can technology be used to mentor and develop African leaders? Yeah, over to you.
So, one thing I'll always say is that young people see what you do and hear what you say. In the sense that a lot of times, number one is that the best way to lead and mentor is to live by example. And a lot of times you see people have a different life online and a different life in the physical, and that creates a lot of the dichotomy. Another thing is that now, unlike before, that the kind of people that want to learn from you are in the same space, in a geographical distance, it's different. So number one, the country can enables you to now, mentor someone, like have someone in your mentorship from Mali, from another country, from different countries, and then it has created us everybody to be very, very easier and together. Another thing is also in terms of what will I say, in terms of technical knowledge, in the sense that people sometimes don't know how the Internet of Things work. Do you get what I'm saying? And the best way to mentor people is by showing them. Some people will tell you they are mentoring you, and they will not tell you the secret of the things they have done. They rather want to tell you the inspire to perspire, fire angle of it. They will not even tell you. Yeah, they will not even tell you how they made their first million. They can tell you, oh, kind of thing, like, what is that thing you did? So a lot of times, there's also need to for even people that are successful to invest in education itself, because a lot of times that we are in the poverty capital of the world, and don't let us live in bubbles that everybody knows how to even operate a phone. There was a time that we are running recruitment, and people that like BSc person is sending me an email for job, and I'm like, no, it's not possible you went to school and you're sending me this kind of email. Do you get what I'm saying?
Message.
So a lot of the kids kind of message that nobody of email, no, you just attach your CV. Then in the subject of email, that subject where you maybe application for the post of
like
social media.
Yeah,
the subject.
Yeah, I get it.
The person wrote electrical engineering, and that thing didn't make sense to me. Then one day, and I woke up, I was in my sleep, and I said, oh, this person thought that that subject means the subject you study in school. That's why you wrote electrical engineering.
Oh my God, it just occurred to me too. Wow.
So you said, so there's a lot of and again, I also tell people that technology is not the solution. Technology is just an enabler. Do you get? So it is not the solution. It's just an enabler. So it's just an enabler. Like whatever you are doing, technology just enable you to do it better. Not technology will not solve the solution. It will not solve the problem. It will just enable you to do it better. So a lot of people conflate technology as a solution to everything. No, technology will just make it better. Humans have been going to space since before even Nigeria got independence. Do you get what I'm saying? But now the kind
Yeah.
of technology we used the last time is different from the kind of technology we are using this time again. So a
Mm.
lot of time people need to understand how technology is just an enabler. It's not
It's
a
just an
solution.
enabler. Mm.
Humans have
Wow, that's
been humans
powerful.
have been buying and selling either by calories, either by cash, either by currency, now through transfer, through POS. At least it doesn't change the aspect of buying and selling. Technology just shows how we do payments. Do you get payment is still occurs? It just change how we do the payment. So that's just it. So mentoring the next generation is by actually maybe number one for us. We have peculiar problems in Nigeria. There needs to be more investment in education of people, not people just going to school. Like people need to be educated. There needs to be more investment in STEM programs, in
Mm.
tech enabled businesses for people. So I think those are the best ways for the kind of problems or the kind of uniqueness of the Nigerian society. The kind of problem we
Mm.
are facing in Nigeria is not the kind of problem that we are facing in what is it called in US. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
Even the kind of problem we are
Yeah.
facing in so we have our own uniqueness, and in a way we should look at how to make technology work for the people, and also
Mm.
create more enabling environment for people. A
For
young
people.
like a young guy of 19 years old that dropped out
Mm.
of Stanford raised
Mm.
$7.3 million starts his own food business in Nigeria. He's not even in Nigeria. A 19-year-old person, no. Do you get what I'm saying? 19-year-old
Yeah.
person in Nigeria is probably, still trying to like the kind of mental alacrity that you need to even operate on that wavelength is different. Do you get what I'm saying? So there needs to be investment in education, investment in opportunities for young people, and also people that have made it, giving their time to give back to the society. Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you. So this is very powerful. I find your response very powerful. From the moment you said uh technology is not the solution. So which means that we must still ensure that as leaders within the African context, we must use our human initiative, we must use our creative, innovative mind, if I could say that, to actually break down the problems, the challenges within the communities first, and especially in this context now, where we're looking at developing and mentoring the next generation of leaders, we should look out for the origin of the challenge, look out for the reason why it is what it is, and then we should profile our solution in that direction, but now use technology to enable the solution. That's what you're saying, and that's very powerful. And then we should also understand that we need to heavily invest in education. Thank God, earlier when Mrs. Faith introduced herself, she said she's an educator, she's a teacher. So it means that it doesn't matter what profession you are in, we're all in this assignment of mentoring and developing the next generation of African leaders together. And that's very profound. That's very powerful. Thank you so much, Temidai. Now, I want us to, before we go into a little bit of a controversial question, maybe just one or two, that was dropped, because we in the previous conference we asked people to ask some questions, and we got this question now. Looking ahead, how do you see technology shaping leadership in Africa? Now, I know you've said some things that may have indirectly answered these questions if anybody was really listening to you. But I want you to more specifically speak to how technology can shape leadership in Africa, over the next decade, and what emerging leaders should begin to do now. So, as we are leaving this call today, what is that thing we should begin to do, especially with respect to technology and using technology to scale our impact, and to also scale profit in our businesses? Yes.
So so one thing I would say in terms of maybe how our technology shape leadership is see it as number one, you need to invest in yourself. If you don't read, you won't have good opinions. If you don't have good opinions, you won't
Mm,
you won't you won't give good advices. Do you
mm,
get? So a lot of
yes.
times, people think that a lot of things will just fall on your laps, which is totally wrong. Number one is
Mm,
that who owns the technology, who is building it, and then who is deploying it. Do you get? So if you have not if you have not mastered the problem you are trying to solve and devise a means technology would scale this thing. You can't be a leader in everything. You can't be a leader. When the likes of Paystack, InterSwitch came on board to ease payment across borders, with the kind of solution they built, it make them a leader in that space. Do you get?
mm, yeah.
When there are some business solutions that now you could order for food at the comfort of your house. When boats came, when people see a solution, when boats came, before, I remember when I want to get all this yellow taxi for my mom, you have to go to the junction of the streets. And they will tell you this is the amount I want to. Then you now bring the taxi person, you now join the taxi person, you now bring the person home. And then if there's anything new I hate it when my mommy say, "Oh, I don't like this thing, return the bread," or do that kind of thing. This bread is not too tough, return it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Then sometimes if you now bring that yellow taxi, you follow the man back home after you've agreed on price. Mom now say, this car is too small for the kind of load she wants to carry. Jesus Christ. The person will now say, shey you too, you don't have eyes in it. Don't abuse me now. I'll go back to the junction again. Now, both came and solve that issue that at the comfort of your house, you can, book a ride. Then a lot of people copied it. You get what I'm saying? So if you are doing something good, people will copy you. And if you like, if you like, be the first person that did it first. If you don't do it well, people will overtake you and do it better. So one thing is that know a problem. You get what I'm saying? Technology problem first, technology second. Do you get? Understand the problem, create a solution for it, and in no time you become a what is it called? You become a leader, and the more you read and invest in yourself, the more you have good ideas. You get, and if you don't read, there's no way you will know. I tell my colleagues at work, some of you, if you don't have sense because you don't read. Do you get what I'm saying? Because from the things you say, I will know you are reading. I know you study a lot. I know you are reading other people's. Don't let us be psychophans of ourselves. Like I read other people's posts. I read other people's articles. I read other people's opinions about issues. The more you read a lot of people's this thing, the more you have opinion of your own. Not that you're now regurgitating what someone has said, and now even AI even made it worse. Now there's some I wrote on Substack about the dumbification of society. Now, in a way, everybody is thinking the same way because everybody uses the same ChatGPT. ChatGPT gives you almost the same responses. Do you get? So a lot of times, what would define leaders is the amount of time, amount of resources you use to invest in yourself, and then the amount of time, even in your businesses, the amount of time you need to dissect your problem, understand the issues, and then apply what kind of technology you want to do. Before attending parties and technology is very crazy. Attending parties in Lagos, like if you are not if you don't see the signboard, now people build tools that on the app you could see all the parties happening in Lagos, and you can choose to attend. Do you get it? I think it's called Party Vest. Then so a lot of time, if you are not thinking well, you will not solve any problem. Do you get? So it's a matter of you yourself. So there's no magic. You don't have to, if you like, go to Ryoke. If you are not investing in yourself, if you don't read, if you don't learn from others, you can't actually think and prefer solutions that that will pilot you. Even in your business, I'm sure a lot of people use the kind of solutions that it was developed by other people. If they don't think well, how will they develop? Now we use Zoom. Some people came up with this idea of we don't need to be together. A lot of people copied it too, and they're successful. A lot of people copied and they fail. So being in terms of leadership, in terms of this thing, I feel like it's a people thing. You have to, if you don't invest in yourself, other people invest in themselves, and they'll build the solutions, and uh and they lead. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. You really, really must begin to invest in yourself as a leader. That's powerful. Oh. That's very powerful. If you don't invest in yourself as a leader, there's nothing you are leading. Technology will even expose you. That's the truth because
Is it my network or okay?
hello, please can we hear me?
Yes, I can
Yes, we
hear you now.
can. We can.
Okay, apologies. I got stripped off. I'm glad we can hear me now. So I was saying that, you even touched on like one of the questions I had where I was going to ask about how over reliance on technology can weaken our leadership, weaken our human intelligence, and, affect our critical thinking. And then one other thing I wanted to touch on was how over reliance on technology, especially in this world of AI now, where we have GPT, we have Cloud, we have Perplexity, we have all of this, so many AI tools, which normally, yes, they are good because
Miss Success, are you here? Mrs. Success. I'm not sure I'm not sure network is great at the moment. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I think our network is really, really messing up. I'll just pick it up from here. So, there's a question I would like to ask. Yeah. So, and it's a controversial question. Are you here, sir? Can you hear me?
okay,
Okay, go ahead, ma.
okay. So you talked about earlier today. You talked about Google Suite. You talked about using different, using different. Please, can we hear me? You talked about using
Yes,
different
yes.
tools and all that. Now, I
Yes,
want
I can
us
hear
to
you.
talk
Yeah.
about how, being a leader who uses all of these tools. Sorry, please. Okay, so can we hear me now without the echo?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So I was saying, I'm very sorry, apologies. Um, I was trying to join with another device when this one tripped off. So that caused the echo. Okay, so I was saying that imagine a leader who does everything on maybe Google Meet, Google Suite. We use all of these tools. We use Slack, we use Discord, today Circle. There are a lot of those tools out there, and they're fantastic. They're fantastic because they help us to reach as many team members as we may want to reach per time, per season, especially because of the post-COVID effect that has made many of us to work remotely. Now that's, I mean, it's even because of that digital tool that we're able to have this meeting this evening. Now that's fantastic. But there are certain situations where you're managing everything through your dashboard, through automation, through all of these platforms, and everything is looking perfect. But your team is feeling disconnected, innovation is dropping, creativity is being stifled, and important issues are, sometimes missed because we don't have that human touch. How do you manage that situation? The reason why I'm asking that question is we may have business people here, we may have people who are in the impact space who want to lead teams or who are currently leading teams or who will be leading teams in the nearest future through all of these digital tools that we've talked about today. How can they ensure that the human element, empathy, human connection is not missed? You, Temidayo, how do you ensure that your touch with your team members, the human part of your touch with your team members, how do you ensure it's not missed? I'd like to know.
So, number one, in terms of communication and
So while Temidayo is speaking, please, if we
a lot
have,
of
are you speaking already? I'm not sure I can hear you. If we have any questions, we
yeah,
can drop
can
it.
you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, yes, I can. Thank you.
So, a lot of times, in terms of human elements, everybody on our team, we've worked together for at least, let's say, a year, and everybody knows how everybody writes. Do you get? And everybody knows there was a time that someone joined our team for an internship, and I stress the fact that oh, use your original voice when you're writing, and this person wrote an article, and everything ChatGPT. Then okay, now you've written this thing, but you speak to what you wrote, and you could not just replicate everything you wrote down in what you will say. Do you get? So that human element, yeah, it goes back to what we said earlier in terms of that. You need to read. If you don't read, you won't have good opinions. If you don't have good opinions, you won't be able to talk in the public. Do you get? So for you to have good opinions, good ideas, you need to read. You get? So don't just the over reliance of technology. Don't outsource your thinking to AI tools, to tech tools, and don't. They can help you. You can write and refine, correct grammars, but don't completely outsource your thinking processes, your creative processes to technology. That's number one thing. Second thing is that you need to see. Can anybody hear me? I think maybe it's success video that's can anybody hear me? All right, yeah, okay. So second thing is that all of us we need to accept that technology is an enabler, not the solution, in the sense that a lot of times when we see the things we can do and the things how we can optimize this technology, yeah, we use it. And a lot of times too, we don't just use technology for technology's sake. Okay, for example, in terms of our designs and design and creative outputs, even though I know a lot of people, you can use ChatGPT to create design or different LLMs to create designs, but it will not create the design like the way we want it. So we still retain our design person. We not sack the person because, oh, we can just press ChatGPT and or maybe to maybe any platform and they will create their design. No, that human element is still there. Do you get? So another thing also is that we we also build tools that actually solves real problem. Do you get? During the election, we realized that during the last election, we realized that before people see election results, it takes at least 6 days or 5 days. Then we just decided to build a tech tool, a civic tech tool that allow people to see the results as it is being declared at the local government level. Do you get? And let me tell you one thing about this is that when we built this tool, that was at the first in Nigeria that you could see results as it declared at the local government level. That means by what is it called? By 9 o'clock, you could tell who is going to win the election, not waiting 6 days. And the way INEC themselves collate election results is very, very different. If I tell you that when we launched our tool on election day, APC, APC people were using Fashola because it even created problem for us. There was a picture of Fashola. Fashola was the presidential campaign chairman for Tinubu. Fashola was using our civic tech tool, not even the INEC, IREV, our civic tech tool to monitor election results. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like the government, you people in government, we are using our own tool to monitor election results, and it's created a lot of buzz for us because as at on election day, we had at least 3 million users on the platform. Crazy. And then when the picture of Fashola broke, that Fashola was in our website for monitor election, people now started saying, how do we get access? How do we do this thing? How do we get the result? I said, no, like we understood the problem, then we created a solution for it because we know the problem. Do you get it? People are even carrying fake news that it is the website is created by some people from China, some people from India, and this thing like they are like if there's any time I had a lot of backlash on online, my phone number leaked and people were sending me different death threats. Kineko, you don't know want to do everything is just noise. But creating that tool, solving that issues, elevated our organization. Like people see us as a leader when it comes to civic issues in the civic tech landscape. But solving that kind of issues like gave us another kind of prestige. And we've actually now replicated that kind of solution in 4 other African countries that, we built that same solution for them and, replicated that. So technically, we became, when it comes to technology in election in Nigeria and Africa, if we are not number 2 in Africa, we are number 3. In Nigeria, we are number 1 when it comes to civic tech issues. Like nobody even think about it. I don't know if you get. So it's so how do we even know that we needed to solve this solution? It's because we understood the problem. Then providing a tech solution to it made us by natural destiny leader. A lot of people have tried to replicate what we do. But no, it won't lie. So that is it. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. That was insightful. I'm still going to reframe another part of my question. So I'm saying now that as a leader that does all of these things digitally, how do you ensure that your team does not feel disconnected? Now, it's not about the work they do now. I'm talking about the human side. How do you ensure that your team the place of empathy is not lost, because you can't see your team, you can't really know what's going on with them, quite all right, but how do you still ensure that you keep that human touch, not just in the work they do now, which is beautiful, which you have spoken to, but even in the human relationship side. When we're working face to face, you can see the people, you're able to know if there are grudges, you're able to know if there is a disconnect or a conflict between one team member and another. You're able
Yeah.
to resolve it because you can see them. But in this case now, where you're running everything almost digitally, how do you ensure that everything is still going on smoothly, not just with the work,
Yeah.
but with the humans that are doing the work?
So there are different approaches that we use in terms of like a mental check-in, like vibes check-in, and also knowing that there's still connectivity. Like I said, there are times that everybody comes together, and there are times that in terms of operations that we organize like a sit out for people. We organize like maybe a beach day, like everybody's working from the beach today. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes maybe we just say, okay, everybody come to the office and we are cooking. Then there and that time, so every month we have something we call them KSS. KSS is knowledge sharing session. So anybody on the team in a month, you pick a topic, any topic. It could be how Ondo people conquer Ijebu people. It could be how to create Yamarita. It could be how to drive a car successfully from Lagos to Ibadan. You could pick any topic of your choice and you come and teach everybody on the team. And everybody has to be present physically. Do you get? So you've seen people, you see some topic and you'll be laughing like, oh, Jesus, what have I gotten myself into? Do you get? And some people will tell you, one time someone came to come and teach us how to toast a girl in 70 days or how to toast a girl in 10 days and make her. You know what I'm saying? So all of those things, yeah. So there are different this thing. Then also too, in terms of interpersonal relationship, even if it's online, physical, there are sometimes you're on call with people and you realize that something is off, and you want to, oh, do you need some day off? Do you get? And I think you should take some day off. Some of them will want to say, no, I'm okay. Mandatory, I tell some of my team member, you know what? Take 2 days off and go and clear your head. Some of them might be having boyfriend issue and it's affecting my own work. You get what I'm saying? You know what? I know you will not tell me officially that you and your boyfriend you're having issue, or you and your girlfriend you're having issue. You know what? Just take 2 days off. Like go and relax. Nobody's going to ask you for anything. Go and clear your head and come back. Do you get? So they are different, and also sometimes the HR person, do a kind of check, one-on-one checking with people, and everybody knows that whatever you discuss, it's between everybody. Then also
Yeah.
we give we pay for massage, even though I don't go for it. We pay for people to just go for massage sessions and go and things that just make the whole working environment okay, and so they're like those kind of things that we do. And I'm not saying all those things will make it work. Some people will not just want to agree with you and not just to whatever is doing them. Do you get? So but still there are still external resources that this person is doing somehow. Are you going through something you don't want to talk to us about? Then, sometimes you can just say, oh, you are paying for a session, everybody, and you can pay for a mental health care for everybody, but in the mind of me, I know it is because of one person.
It's just one
And
person.
you get what I'm saying? But I can't just say success. So we are sending you for mental health checking. You could like say, maybe the person who can sue me for what is this like? What is this term that I'm trying to say he get mental health problem. No, like everybody will go for this thing, but I know this person is the person that needs this the most. Do you get? So you just make everybody go talk to mental health person. Then whatever. Then there was a time early this year we got an organization to come and talk to us about mental health, and they run our assessments on everybody. They gave us a very lengthy document to fill, and then when the results came back, from the results, a lot of people said that the work is very, very engaging, but they like it, but it causes them. Some side is because of the work, his relationship is not working out. Maka, why? Do you get so? What so? And we took all the feedback. We took all the feedback, like not Of course, I didn't even know the person because it is anonymous. Some people saying
Anonymous.
that like yeah. So some people said that because of the work, they don't have social life. Okay. All right. So how do we do it? Okay, 5 o'clock is 5 o'clock. Nobody is disturbing anybody, unless it is very, very needed. You get what I'm saying? You
Yeah, I
don't,
get you.
some people, okay, when it is your off period, because sometimes it is off, it is your leave, but please, 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 we need this thing. I make sure that if it is someone's leave, if another person cannot take over what they are doing, then we don't have a good process. We don't have a good process. So if someone's leave, I try as much as possible.
To ensure that their leave is their leave. That's
Their leave is their
fantastic.
leave.
Thank
Do you
you
get what I'm
so
saying?
much.
So, but
Yeah.
if you make us come and meet you on during your leave, then you're the one that don't do a lot of proper handing over, or in that meantime. Do you get so?
But from your own hand, you ensure that people's leave remains their leave. That's fantastic.
I try
Yeah.
as much as possible. Don't let me lie. I try as much as possible. I might still
So do
call
you
you
have
and
any
say,
other thing you want to add
"Mm,
to that as we begin to wrap up on that
what do you
question?
say?"
I said, yes, that's fantastic. So I was asking if you have any other thing you want to add specifically to that question as we begin to wrap up.
Yeah,
Did you get me?
I also think maybe, yeah, yeah, yes. Maybe just on a final note is that uh the what is it called? The kind of your outputs is also determined on the state, the mental health, and the capacity of the people you work with. If you want to go to the moon, you won't go and recruit bricklayers to come and work on
Yeah.
your projects. Do you get what I'm saying? No matter if you like create the best of environment for them, they will not take you to the moon. Do you get? Then so
Yes.
if so the kind of people you do, and their capacity also determines the kind of output, and the things you do, the things you achieve. So right people, right process, and it gives you an excellent output in the end. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. This particular question on which you wrap up is very important for leaders on this call to note. I mean, that's so fantastic. That's outstanding. That's impressive. Because it means that as a leader, especially a leader that, engages people with digital tools, you'll be happy, you'll be fine if you have the kind of team member that will tell you how they feel. But there are some that will not even tell you how they feel. They won't tell you what's going on with them, and it's very difficult to get results because they are going through stuffs, and they will not just come out and tell you exactly what they are going through, so you don't even know how to help them. And it's very important that you create an environment where people can truly speak out, whether you are a team lead, whether you're the visioneer, whether you're a business leader, whether you're an impact leader, whatever you have, wherever you're working and whoever is working with you, it's important that you create the right process, the right environment, ensure that people can actually come to you. Now, if people can't come to you, ensure that people can go to the system and the structure that you have put in place. For example, Timdaya spoke about mental health check-in by HR. These things we should normalize them. HR should reach out to you once in a. You can define. You can say your own is once in a month. You can say your own is once in a quarter. You can say your own is once every 2 months. Once in 2 weeks. HR should be able to reach out to the people and say, truly, truly, aside the work, how do you do? Because we are first humans before any other thing we do. Another thing that I spoke about is that they also have team bonding, because to me, I think that section where you teach people how to woo a lady and teach people how to make yamarita and all those things. The team bonding section. So while they are working, they are having fun at it. Work does not have to be everything work, 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 work. There has to be, yes, work is serious business, as we can already hear from our speaker. But it is also important that we remember that the people working with us are humans. And sometimes people just want to breathe. They will say, let me drink water and drop cup. People just sometimes want to drink water and drop cup. And that is very, very important that we ensure that the people working with us and the people we work with can drink water and drop cup. And then we should also ensure that, we create all these team bonding sections, just as I've said earlier. It can be once a week, it can be any frequency that is feasible, but people must be brought together physically to ensure that they are able to bond as a team. And if people need to take days off intentionally, especially people like us that work and work, please let people take days off, and as much as possible, don't reach out to them when they are working. All right, leaders, we have had an amazing section this evening. I promise you, I have learned a lot. As a leader myself, I have learned a whole lot. I've asked earlier, but I don't know, do we have any questions? I'm trying to check YouTube now. Do we have any questions here or on YouTube? Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions? Please, if you have any question, you can raise your hands. Or we've asked Mr. Timdayo all the questions, and you feel like, we've asked all the questions, so there's no need for you to ask any question again. Please, let's ask. If we have any questions, please let's ask. I'm checking out now for questions. I'm also trying to check YouTube. Please give me a moment to check YouTube. Okay, so we're going to move on. Thank you, Miss Rejoice. Thank you so much. Okay, wow, we've had a very great section. If you agree with me, please put it in the chat. Also, I want you to thank our speaker. It's been an amazing. Please, I want to put yes, thank him for me. He took his time and he didn't rush. He broke down. Yes, I already dropped the feedback form in the chat earlier. So please, we can interact with the feedback form. Let's fill it, please. I beg us, let's fill it. Anything pertaining to this, let's just fill it and ensure that it's well filled, because we need that feedback. We need that feedback. Thank you so much. That was very insightful, Mr. Temidayo. Now we're going to move on to the announcements, and then we'll be wrapping up. Thank you once again, Mr. Diary. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. Thank you. One thing that stood out for me, okay, maybe we should do that, everybody. Write one thing that stood out for you in the chat so that everybody can. For me, one thing that stood out, that technology is not the solution, which means we must be intentional about letting the human creative side of us show and flow. But is the tool and enabler for whatever we have, thought about, whatever solution we have created. Technology is an enabler, so we shouldn't rely on technology so much that we stifle our human creativity. But again, we should learn to use technology very well, because technology can truly help us to scale our business and also scale our impact in whatever we do. All right. So now, before we leave, I just want everybody to drop one action step that you are going to take after today's section. Just one, please. I need everybody to do this. Just take a minute to drop one thing that stood out for you and one thing you're going to do. So you can just say, I learned that, or this stood out for me. And then you're going to now say, I am going to, you understand? So somebody is saying, we need to look out for a solution to, sorry, We need to look out for solutions to our kind of problem, not the one we hope we have. Absolutely true. Because Africa has a dynamic that is different from any other country in the world, any other continent, apologies, in the world. We have a dynamic kind of kind of challenge, and it's important that our solution is tailored to the challenge that we have. Please, I want more. So while the comments are dropping, I have a few announcements for us, and I'm just going to run with it quickly. At the beginning of the section, when we took the feedback from Mrs. Faith, she said something that was very profound. She said after the conference, she began to put herself out. Now let's even clap for her. Action taker. I love it when people attend events like this and take action after the event. Now, the beautiful thing is we started a conversation around media visibility in the Africa Rising Idol. And then from there, we just knew that we have to bring something to your table. And that would lead me to talk about the Africa Rising Leaders Masterclass, the Leaders Masterclass series. This time around, we're talking about personal branding and media visibility. My people, my leaders in the house, you don't want to miss this particular one. So, we have a wait list. You're going to see the wait list. The wait list link will be dropped chat now. So I want you to join the wait list if you are yet to join the wait list. If you are yet to join the wait list, if you are yet to, please. You see it in the chat now. Okay, so yes, for the personal branding and media visibility masterclass, we are going to be opening registration in the coming week. So everybody that gets 50% off the access fee. Now, even the access fee does not is even way less than what of to the what of what we're going to be getting from this. I know the preparation that is going on back. This is inside gist. This is inside gist. This personal branding and media visibility masterclass, the quality of people we're bringing. Oh my God, we're bringing Mosele, we're bringing Mr. Stephen Angulu, we're bringing another person that I'm not going to tell you on this call. So, and then there's going to be authorship. It's going to include authorship. There's going to be a participation, and there's going to be an authorship challenge where we're going to hold my hands and ensure that you run through you go through that authorship challenge, author your own book. So please, I beg you, be on the wait list so that you can get that 50%. Now, another very interesting thing is that we also have a sponsorship opportunity, which will be announced on our social media page. So don't miss it. Yes, we have a generous sponsor who has decided to sponsor a few persons for this masterclass. God bless our sponsors. So make sure that you look out for that on our social media page, on our social media, and also as we said the last time, if you are interested in mentorship, we are working something out for you. Those of you in our community. Now, if you are not in our community, don't worry. Before the end of today, I got you. You're going to be in our community. So all the links are added in the chat as we can see now. So we have the personal branding wait list. Please quickly click that. Open it in your Chrome browser. Come back here and make sure you pick all the links and ensure that you actually put yourself in the room. Put yourself in the room. Ensure you put yourself in the room. So I also believe that those of us on YouTube, we have also seen the link. I believe those of us in YouTube, we've seen the link and we can also click on the link. So we have the mentorship link. So if you want to be mentored by any leader, just put it in there. When we open the mentorship, you'll be the first person to hear about it. Now that's the advantage of being on a wait list. Also, we would like us to follow us on Africa Rising Initiative social media. We have put up our Instagram handle as well. We have put up our Instagram handle. So for the mentorship, we have heard you. And that's why we have created it. So please be on the mentorship waitlist if you want to be the first person to hear about it. And for the personal branding waitlist, two things: be on the waitlist, number one, and ensure you follow After Rising on Instagram so that you can get all the full details when we announce the sponsorship details. So that will be all for this evening. That will be all for our announcement. I don't know if anybody is still putting any key takeaways, but I promise you this has been such a powerful section. It's been very, very educative. I have learned a lot, especially as a leader, and I really, really, really want to encourage you to not just um, hear these things, but make sure you put them into practice. Of course, once again, connect with us on After on our Instagram page. Check your mails, join the community. The WhatsApp link is already there. The WhatsApp link is already there for us to join. So if you click on it, it will take you to WhatsApp so you can join the community where you can get more information. And I also want to encourage us when we drop any message on the WhatsApp group, please ensure to engage. It makes us know that yes, you're with us. Ensure to engage as well as on our Instagram handles too. We also want to encourage you to engage, like, share, comment. You know all those things now. You know how we roll. Okay, thank you everyone for being a part of this section. Thank you so much, Emida Musa, our wonderful, amazing speaker. Thank you for all the work you do with Civic Live, with civic engagement, and ensuring that people do the right thing. Thank you so much for all the valuable insights that you've shared this evening. And to everyone who has stayed up now, thank you very much. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being amazing. And thank you for always attending our events at Africa Rising. I can see all the love, everybody shower it on me, shower it on me. Also, thank you to Miss Rejoice who started on with us. Thank you so much for opening up now. Thank you. Thank you to myself. And special thanks to Africa Rising Initiative. You feel loyal to send love. Thank you so much. It's officially the close of the After Rising section, and it's gonna be a bye. Yeah, have a wonderful day. Bye.